Alright, what's going on? So I've been doing these during the day, but I just can't find the time. And then Kaylee went to bed and it's about 1 a.m. now, but I wanted to get one of these done. Well, at least filmed. I probably won't edit this tonight because Orlock likes to wake up at like fucking 7 a.m. So, you know, it's kind of hard to keep sleeping with a puppy like right in your face. So me being up right now is not gonna bode well for me, but whatever, I wasn't ready to go to bed. You guys might notice in this video, my fingernails are black. You know why? Because pussy comes at a price, all right? Sometimes your girl wants to paint your fingernails black and you would do well to just let it happen. I'm kidding, of course. Though you know what does come at a price? Beauty. And I'm feeling fucking good about my goddamn self. God, this is a bad sign. I can't tell if this is blurry or if just my fucking eyes are blurry. Alright, let's just get into it, man. Me talking is not gonna do me any favors. Here's what we're listening to. Skeleton Hands. This is called Wake. This is an album that came out in like 2017. It's just further down the sort of dark wave kick that I've been on recently. But there's a song in here called Misanthropology, and it's like probably one of the better songs that I've heard since I started listening to this shit regularly. Fantastic. Alright, let's get into it. I pulled out 5 records and 2 7-inches this time. And all these records were picked out by Kaylee, so I mean, if in your opinion this is like a stack of dog shit, even though I bought them, I think it's fair to blame her. So, let's just get into it. The first 7-inch that I have here is a new one, I think, from this year. This is Hyperdontia with Excreted from the Flesh. So I'm pretty sure that we're all familiar with Hyperdontia at this point. Put out one of the better albums, I think it was 2018, with Nexus of Teeth, which I don't think I've talked about that record yet. I have it, and I've had it since it came out. But I've never put it into a video, which I probably should, because I think that would mean I've never talked about Hyperdontia before. But this is only like 9 minutes long, and this is fucking awesome. This is really just a sort of summary of everything that I love about this band. It starts off with this just super fast, blistering riff, and you know, the vocals are pretty close to just being like vibrations in the mix. So fucking heavy. There's moments of grooviness on this thing. It's fucking gnarly. But, you know, like I said, there's really not a whole lot of reason for me to go too far into this because I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with Hyperdontia. There's the cover right there. I really like this style of art for album covers. I think this band also did it with Abhorrence Veil, and I think it fits perfectly, especially for this, their sound. So that's the front cover. There's the back cover right there. 2 tracks, Warping Sacristy and Excreted from the Flesh. This is kind of like a just fold out cover, but it's actually quite like sturdy, so it's not really, you know, like too shitty or anything like that. But you do have the lyrics on the inside and some credits, band members, shit like that. Vinyl is black, though that's a pretty fucking cool label there. So yeah, man, super gnarly. Hyperdontia is great. And I want to try and prioritize talking about Nexus of Teeth at some point, because I absolutely love that record. And this is fantastic as well. Check it out if you've not heard it. Hyperdontia, Excreted from the Flesh. Alright, now to talk about a release that came out 30 years earlier. And even though that's like fast, nasty death metal, this is a lot more, I don't know, like cacophonous, noisy, just completely devoid of any like true melody or anything like that. This is Beherit with Morbid Rehearsals. So in 1990, Beherit put out like a handful of releases, pretty much all in the form of like demos and shit like that. But this was one of them. It seems like, what is it, Brazilian Ritual Records is kind of working their way through shit like this. Putting it out on vinyl. Of course, they did 7th Blasphemy, which was another release, I believe, from the same year. Though that was a 12-inch record, and I would prefer this to have been a 12-inch record too, because then I'm just more inclined to listen to it more often. And this release was originally just on cassette. I don't know if it's ever been pressed aside from that on any other various format. I know this was like, I think this was maybe put out last year. I just got it a few months ago. No, I guess, you know what, I did get it last year. So yeah, 250 copies from what I remember. And this is remastered, I believe, because the original sound quality is very, very poor. But I looked on YouTube to see what I could find for a song clip, and I think only the original version exists. So that's what's going to be in the sound clip, and you'll hear why this thing could use being remastered. But overall, this is just fast, sloppy, lo-fi, almost death metal-y in sound. But you know, it's Beherit, and I pretty much like everything this band's ever done. So there's the front cover right there, very simple. There's the back cover, silly picture of the band members, very cool. Brazilian Ritual Records, and there is the track listing. Very simple, black vinyl, labels are identical. And this also does come with like a little poster, which looks like this. It's the same picture that's on the back. I love it, man, super cool. But yeah, man, I mean, if you like Beherit, I'd be lying if I said that this was like some of the best stuff this band ever did or anything like that. This is kind of more of like a cool collector piece. But, you know, it's Beherit, you know what it sounds like. Fucking cool, morbid rehearsals. Alright, man, this is, what the fuck? I'm gonna be fucking, like, terribly distraught if this whole video is fucking blurry when I, go to edit it. I honestly can't tell if it's my eyes or the camera. Alright, moving on. This one is, a very, very exciting addition into my, collection, because this is a record that I distinctly remember reading was never going to be put to vinyl. This is Goatmoon with Voito Tai Valhalla. Yeah, this was my favorite album from 2014. It's absolutely insane to me that this came out 6 years ago, of course. But I think for me, this is probably the best Goatmoon album. And I remember when it, you know, originally went up, somebody had asked about a vinyl press, and Werewolf Records said no. I don't remember if it was like a definitive no, or if it was more like, we have no plans to put it to vinyl. One way or the other, I remember coming away from that thread being like, fuck, because I thought it was never gonna happen. And it took 5 fucking years, but in 2019, Werewolf Records finally put Voito Tai Valhalla to vinyl. And I tell you what, man, like, I was over the fucking moon to see that this was finally happening. Regardless, in terms of the music, it's Goatmoon. There are some fast songs on here, specifically the first two, fantastic. The second song, Voito Tai Valhalla Part 2, the way that song starts is fantastic. Some of the most feral sounding vocals on the whole album on that song. The song October's Blood is another one of my absolute favorites. Way of the Holocaust Wins, another good one. There's a song on here, I know it's the 8th song, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's in Finnish, but it's got like the clean sung like chorus. Fucking catchier than anything. I love this record. And over the course of the past 5 years, I've probably listened to it a couple hundred times. Yeah, it's honestly, it's one of my favorite albums to have come out in the last decade. And it's just some of the most fun, catchy black metal I think there is. Fantastic riffing. The vocals, like I said, just super feral sounding. Yeah, I love this record. I don't know why it's taken me this long to actually show this in one of these videos. Yeah, there's the front cover right there. I've never really been too fond of this cover. It just looks like some guy sitting in the snow. He's got like a spear. Whatever. There's the back cover right there. There's a million band members in this band apparently. Which, you know, I guess it makes sense. Like, there's fucking dudes who play the tin whistle and the flute and shit. So, yeah, I don't know. But lots of band members. It does come with an inner sheet with some great fucking pictures. You got all the lyrics, which are in that stupid fucking font that you can't, like, I can't read this shit. I don't know if there's anyone out there who can just read this shit without hesitation, but man, like, I really struggle with it, and it sucks, because I'd really like to know the lyrics to some of these songs. Picture of Black Goat there, which is, cool. And I think this was put on 3 different color variants. There was black, there was yellow, which I think was limited to 100, which went up like afterwards. And then there was this gold version, which is obviously the one I went with. I just like the way it fit with the cover. But yeah, man, I would say this is literally a perfect album. I'm sure you guys know it. If you're the type that won't listen to it because it's Goatmoon, you're missing out, but that's the only reason somebody watching this video would not have heard this. Fantastic, love it to death, Voito Tai Valhalla. Alright, from Finland to Peru. With the only band from Peru that I think I know about. And I'm sure we probably saw this coming. This is Mortem with The Devil Speaks in Tongues. This is the 2nd full-length album from Mortem that came out back in 1998, I believe it was. If you haven't heard this before, the slower, groovier moments are kind of the standout moments on this record. Vocally, it lives somewhere within like the mid-high range of like the vocal spectrum. Which I think works perfectly with the sound. I don't know, for me, like musically, like Cookie Monster vocals, I don't know would work quite so well. But this is a very, it's a very interesting record throughout it. It doesn't really stick with any one sound for too long. This record just kind of has like a very evil vibe to it. Which is very, obvious because, like, the devil is on the album cover. But there's some gnarly fucking, like, guitar solos in this one, and, yeah, I like it a lot. This is, like, the only repress of this one, and I think it came out, I think it was last year. No, it actually says Merciless Records 2020. So, yeah, this is the first repress of this one. By the way, what song is it? Turning Your Grave, the 8th song on this one, is a Sacrifice cover, which is weird to put a cover just sort of in the middle of the album. I don't know if it's weird. Maybe it's just sort of like abnormal. But whatever. Cool shit. There's the album cover. Absolutely love the album cover. It is a little bit different from the original. The album title down here was just in like, I think it was white letters on the first press. And the logo looks a little bit different as well. And as well as I think the album cover was a little bit more orange on the original press. There's the back cover right there. I really like the back cover of this one. It just looks kind of old school. You got the band members. You can see the album cover is sort of like behind the track listing and sort of information about the release. Very cool. It is just black vinyl, so I'm not going to pull that out. But I do like the inner sheet with all the lyrics, and that side is super fucking cool, man. But yeah, dude, old Peruvian death metal, fantastic shit. This band is still kicking, from what I understand. They put out an album just a few years ago that I never listened to. But I'm sure it's probably good. I gotta look that up. Yeah, man, you never heard it, check it out. Mortem, The Devil Speaks in Tongues. Devil Speaks in Tongues. Alright, here's one that I'm sure more of you will probably be familiar with. This is Ungfell with Tot Bringare. And that's actually not how you pronounce it at all, of course. Ungfell is a band that back in 2018 put out one of my favorite albums of that year, which was called like Mythin, Marin, something, whatever. Fantastic. That was like my introduction to this band. And then it wasn't that long after, I think in 2019, pretty early in 2019, Eisenwald put out the first album that came out back in 2017, which is this one. There actually is other material from this band that I've just never heard, like a split and a demo that came out before this one. But, I'm sure it's good. And again, I probably should just look it up and listen to it if it's online. But this album is fantastic, man. Right off the bat, the intro to this album, it's just a very medieval sounding intro, and I think that's a pretty good like summation of what this whole album sort of feels like. This album and the one that came after it. This one is fucking just great all the way through, man. Great balance of speed, of mood. There's some fast and fiery riffs on this one. The sort of breaks where it does sort of let the folky shit take over. Fucking awesome. I mean, this band is like fucking killing it, man. The last two full-length albums have been damn near perfect. I actually think I prefer this one. But yeah. Another thing is those fucking like super like pained vocals that are like pretty close to like howly. Fucking adore that shit, and you guys know that I adore that shit. Anyway, let me just show you what this looks like. I think it's 250 copies. I don't know how tough this is to get right now, but there's the album cover, which is really fucking cool. There's the back cover right there, very simple. Oh man, I just remembered this. So, if you guys remember the most recent full-length album, the poster that it came with had a really fucking silly band picture on it. There's an even better one on the inner sleeve of this. So on one side, really cool. I love the witch in the center there. You have all the lyrics. And on the other side, you have a picture of the two band members. But you guys, look at this motherfucker. Look how happy he is. I can't remember if there was like color options or anything. This is just black vinyl. This also comes with a poster, which I have to take down. 1 second. Posters of the album cover, but it's like white. Really fucking cool, man. Love it. Just a really good release through and through, man. I'm excited to see what this band does next, because so far they've only hit it out of the park. So I can't imagine anything they put out after this is going to be bad. So if you're familiar, do check that out. That's Ungfell with Tot Bringare. Alright, I've only got 2 camera batteries and they are both dying, so let's get through the rest of these quickly. This is Nocturnal Mortum with Necromancy. At least I think that's how you pronounce it, and I think it translates to heathen. But I think this is the 3rd full-length album from this band. This one was released in 1999, and this is a very weird entry into this band's catalog. At the time it was a complete departure, but you know, nothing else that this band has ever done has sounded quite like this. This is a little bit more like raw and chaotic, noisy, but also it's just, you know, a very sort of folky album. This sort of adopted a very like almost NS sound, so very catchy riffs, the folk elements are there, and like I said, it's just different than what this band was doing up until this point. But you know, it's a mixture of fast and slow. There's some like upbeat sounding shit on here, but I like it. I'll show you the album cover right there. Of course, it's a little bit different because it used to have this sort of like Celtic cross thing on it or whatever. Also, I like the foil on the front. It's very cool. The back's got a bunch of it as well, so all the track listing. I like it. The gatefold looks like this. Cool band picture, burning church, very nice. This comes with a big booklet. You got all the lyrics and just pictures and shit. Super nice quality. And this is a double LP. They are both on this sort of white vinyl with black splatter, which is very nice. I think there were 200 copies of this. I was really fucking stoked to see Osmos doing these, man, because like this is probably my favorite Nocturnal Mortum album. And I, of course, never owned it up to this point. But it's a really good one. Like I said, I kind of have to speed through the rest of this. Fantastic shit. I'm sure you've all heard it, but if not, this is a really good place to start for Nocturnal Mortum, because like I said, I think it might be the best. Check it out, man. That's Necromancy. Alright, finishing it off here, it's a band from Finland again. This is Moon Citadel with Moon Calls to Wonder, The Winter's Majesty. So I actually knew of this band before they changed their name to Moon Citadel from Empire of Therafita, which I had from a Drowning in the Light split, which I'm sure you guys probably know that as well. But they changed their name to Moon Citadel and put out a demo, and then they put out this, which is 2 new songs and then the demo. Because this compilation came out in 2018. The demo before it came out in 2016. So it includes everything this band has done so far. not including, of course, the new shit. But this is also like fast black metal. There's some folky shit on here as well. I love the sort of like croaky high vocals on this one. I also love the album cover, and I love that this guy shaves his armpits. But I like it. It's relatively like melodic at parts, and at parts it's even almost like epic sounding, which is quite cool. Don't know the limitation on this one, but that's what the album cover looks like. Which, like I said, is quite silly. There's the back cover, darker than black. You got all the track listing. And it doesn't come with an insert or anything, but it is on like this gray marbly vinyl. Yeah, man, I recommend you guys go check out that new Moon Citadel song. I don't remember what it's called offhand, but really good stuff. I'm excited to hear the full-length album. But yeah, until then, I got this shit to hold me over. So check it out if you never heard it. That's Moon Citadel with Moon Calls to Wonder, The Winter's Majesty. But that's it, guys. Sorry I had to blow through those last two, but you guys did get 2 7-inches at the beginning to sort of make up for it. Yeah, I'll try and get another one of these out as soon as I can. But who really knows? So thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and we'll be back at some point.